Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the stream. My name is Rich, and here we are tonight. It is Friday night, March 26th, and for the first time on my stream, we will be having Premodern Magic. So I'm looking forward to that. For those who are new to the stream, thank you very much for joining me. My regularly scheduled stream is each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday night gauntlet. So please don't forget to follow and turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live. Coming up soon, some more Mirage Block constructed paper magic here on the stream. The Second round is just finishing up, and we should be getting new pairings for round number 3 this weekend, and then I will schedule another match. So looking forward to playing more Mirage Block Constructed here on the stream. I also play in the 7-Point Singleton Old School League. But for the month of April, the 7-Point Singleton has decided that none of the point cards can be used. So when we do play 7-Point Singleton here on the stream for the month of April, none of the point cards will be used. That is something that is pretty fun. Looks like it's going to be a blast to play. All right, so we are going to be playing some Premodern here on stream, here in the Premodern Showcase. So Premodern Magic, the legal sets are everything from 4th edition all the way through the entirety of Onslaught Block. So 4th edition, 5th edition, 6th edition, and 7th edition. Ice Age Chronicles, Homelands Alliances, Mirage Visions Weatherlight, Tempest Stronghold Exodus, Saga Legacy Destiny, Mask Nemesis Prophecy, Invasion Planeshift Apocalypse, Odyssey Torment Judgment, Onslaught Legions, and Scourge. They do have their own banned list. There is nothing that is restricted. Anything that was standard / type 2 legal from 4th edition through Scourge is fair game in Premodern Magic. So definitely looking forward to these matches here on the stream. And we will be getting underway here in just a moment. So I would like to introduce to you both of our Premodern players. On the left-hand side, we have Aaron Dix, and on the right, we have Robin Lundh. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me today on the stream, and thanks for allowing me to be here. And I'm looking forward to some Premodern Magic.
Sounds good. Happy to be here.
It's good to be here.
All right. So, do you guys know? You guys know what the deck is that each other's playing, but you don't know card for card. Is that what it is?
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So, right now I'm bringing up on the stream. Aaron's going to be playing a Sly deck, and then Robin is going to be playing the Rock in this very first match, which is definitely an interesting matchup. These are both Tier 1 decks in Premodern Magic. And both of these decks, you know, they bring me back to my days when I first started playing Magic, because I started playing in '96, and that's about the time period that Premodern starts. So this should definitely be an interesting matchup, this first one. And then the second match you guys are going to be playing is the Esper Stiflenaught deck versus the Full English Breakfast deck. Again, two combo decks that are extremely good, extremely fun to play, and this matchup might end up being really, really fast or really, really slow. We don't know. And then following that, our third matchup of the evening is going to be Landstill versus Zombies. So Zombies is an aggressive deck. Landstill is a control deck. A pretty classic matchup of styles here, which should be fun for everybody to watch. So. All right, gentlemen. So I'm going to try my best to keep life on the stream and keep it as accurate as possible. And if I do interrupt you during the stream, it's because I see something funky. Chances are I will not be able to hear what you say if I do interrupt you, but if I do need to turn the volume on, I will. All right.
Sounds
good luck, gentlemen. I'm going to mute myself, and you guys have some fun and go ahead and play some cool Magic. So who's going to go first for this first match?
Me.
Okay. All right, so Robin's going to go first, and this we're going to do traditional 2 out of 3, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, best of 3 for each of these matches. All right, good luck, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you. If he's going to post...
All right, so we have got some Premodern Magic going underway right now, and we are going to see what we can do. Once again, I'll bring these decks up on the screen. Aaron is going to be playing Sly, a mono red deck. You want to tap out and use as much mana as possible every single turn and maximize the damage. The Rock is like a mid-range control deck, green and black, so this definitely should be an interesting matchup. So it looks like Robin and Aaron are both going in for a mulligan. So we'll bring these decks back up on the screen here. So with the Sly deck, a low mana curve, mono red. Try to thin the deck with the fetch lands and do as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible. Things like the fetch lands will thin the deck, and then the Urza's Baubles will help thin the deck because they get to draw a card, and then efficient burn spells like Incinerate and Lightning Bolt and Fire Blast, and fast creatures like Grim Lavamancer, Jackal Pup, and Mog Fanatic, also Curse Scrolls and Sulfuric Vortex rounding that out. The Rock deck has a bunch of green beaters that come out quickly, and some black hand disruption and creature disruption with the Cabal therapies and the duresses, and then of course Pernicious Deed as a removal spell to wipe the board, and then all the big nasty creatures to come down and join the party. So we're hoping that we have a good matchup today. So looks like they are ready and raring to go. Take a drink if you got it. And let's see some pre-modern magic here on the stream. Okay, Robin starts off with a Treetop Village. And then Aaron, of course, has a mountain, which is inevitable. That was going to happen. Into a Mog Fanatic. Alrighty, Duress out of Robin. Robin goes down to 19, and Aaron shows a fistful of red burn. 3 copies of Incinerate, 1 Fire Blast, and a fetch land there. Civic Demir, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So I think right here the Fire Blast is the card to pick because of the fact that it's free. And these Incinerates will come out a lot slower. Yeah, and that's exactly what he does. I mean, obviously, if he could take that fetch land, he would. And Aaron is playing with this hand revealed. You know, I mean, this isn't the Pro Tour. We don't need to have people writing stuff down or whatnot. So, untap. He's going to play his land. He's going to go in for 1. Brings Robin down to 18. And then passes. So, because of the 3 Incinerates, Robin can't swing with that Treetop Village. Alright. Cabal Therapy. Alright, so obviously Aaron's going to crack his fetch land and he's going to cast an Incinerate here because the Cabal Therapy is going to get rid of all of the other copies of the Incinerate. That was a pretty brutal start for Robin there. So, yeah, Incinerate to Robin. He goes down to 15. And then Cabal Therapy names Incinerate, gets the other 2 copies, and then hangs out in the sideboard. Alright, so Aaron only has a mountain in, and now it's just a mystery card. So, oh, 3 mana, Ball Lightning. Oh no, Sulfuric Vortex. Okay. So, Sulfuric Vortex is an excellent card. Whoops. Alright, so it is an enchantment, and at the beginning of each player's upkeep, they lose a life. And players can't gain life, so. Alright, Aaron is down to 17, 11 for Robin. Wall of Roots is going to come. It's going to block. Oh, it's just blocking the. Yeah, it's just way too much damage in one shot. So that means that Robin is going to call it quits and that means Aaron is going to take game number 1. So, interesting to see what happens here now. All right, so let's show the decks, and we can bring up the decks and the sideboards here. So, really fast start for Aaron, but that's what the slide deck wants to do. Comes out swinging fast and hard, even with the discard of those copies of Incinerate. Aaron was just able to deal so much damage, so much more quickly than his opponent was able to do anything with. So now with all of the burn in the deck, you know, you could consider something like Engineered Plague out of the rock deck to slow down things like the Ball Lightning or whatever, but that's not the greatest play whatsoever. You can consider more of the more discard with the Duresses, but there isn't really a great sideboard card for Robin right now. So we'll see what he ends up doing. Now, out of the slide deck, you know, he's got a lot of different options here, with the Winter Orb being a good one, and the Tormod's Crypts as well to help stop the recursion. And there are so many non-basics in the rock deck that those Prices of Progress might be coming in as well. So players are shuffling up, and they are making their final sideboarding decisions. Appreciate everybody who is here. Don't forget to join me each and every week for my regularly scheduled stream. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So don't forget to follow and turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live. Coming up soon will be in week 3 of the Mirage Block Constructed League, so I'm looking forward to playing my 3rd match. And then also the 7-Point Singleton League for April has all of the point cards banned, so I'm looking forward to playing in that as well. So one more look at the cards that are being played in this very first match. And this is the first match of 3, so we're looking to see what happens with these tier 1 decks that are considered to be, you know, some of the upper echelon of pre-modern Magic, and we're gonna go from there. Looks like Robin is making a lot of decisions here in regards to what he is going to do for his sideboard, and the options don't look all that great. You know, I mean, obviously the Ravenous Baloth is the huge thing here. Vendetta being the worst card, because Vendetta, you lose life equal to the power of the creature. Right, it's the power of the creature. So, destroy target non-black creature can't be regenerated. Equal to its toughness. Okay, well, equal to its toughness isn't bad, because for 1 black you can, and 1 life, you can destroy a Ball Lightning, which isn't bad at all. I'm not thinking that he might take out things like the Recurring Nightmare, but if he can get an early Blastoderm, or even an early wall, a turn 2 wall can stymie the mono red deck, the slide deck. So we'll see what happens. There are 8 walls in the deck, so we'll see what can happen from there. Hoping that it's not going to be a blowout, but looks like the players are getting ready to go for game number 2. Hopefully we'll see a better game than that first one. That was quite the blowout. But that's what happens in mono red in many formats, is that the mono red deck comes out swinging, hits hard and fast, and deals a lot of damage. Because of that, the mono red deck can be considered the deck that keeps formats honest. So you know, if it wasn't for the aggression of the mono red decks, then you know, there wouldn't be counterplay between between decks, because some of these decks would just maybe go a little bit too slow or not quite as fast or whatnot. So, all right, Treetop Village and go. All right, Mountain from Aaron and Jackal Pop. All right, so Jackal Pop 2-1 for 1 whenever it takes damage. It deals that much damage to its controller. Okay, a Swamp. Robin in the tank for a moment. Almost tapped some things. I do think that playing a wall here would be pretty good, but he instead decides to pass. Alright, so there's an Urza's Bauble. Alright, so for those who are not aware, alright, Urza's Bauble. Sacrifice the it's a 0 mana cost artifact. Sacrifice it. Look at a random card in the target player's hand, and then draw a card at the beginning of the next turn. So it's a Smother. All right, nice card out of the sideboard. You can kill any creature in Aaron's deck. So. Yeah, Robin opts to use the Smother now. And, alright, so Aaron is going to 19 because of that fetch land. Grim Lavamancer Fuel, yes. Yeah, it does make it so mulligans can be a little bit more loose. Yeah, speak of the devil. Grim Lavamancer. And, ooh, Cursed Scroll. Alright, so 2 different sources of damage that are going to be good for the long term for Aaron. Aaron still has, it looks like, 3, maybe 4 cards in hand. So, we'll see what happens. Alright, he remembers to draw his card for the Bauble. Alright, Wall of Roots into another Wall of Roots. Alright, so quite the defense against attacking and some mana acceleration. So next turn could end up being huge for Robin. He could end up playing something rather big. A Blastoderm would be nice for him because of the fact that it can't be targeted, and it's a 5/5. A Ravenous Baloth would be huge as well because of the fact that Ravenous Baloth allows Robin to sacrifice any beast to gain 4 life, not just itself. Ideally, he would play a Blastoderm, and then he would play Ravenous Baloth after the Blastoderm. Yeah, so here comes the Blastoderm. Alright, so Blastoderm is a 5/5 with Shroud, and it has Fading 3. So when you can't remove that the counter, it would go away. Its creature type is Beast, which is important for the Ravenous Baloth. So he can sacrifice the Baloth, sacrifice the Blastoderm with 0 counters on it to the Ravenous Baloth to gain 4 life. Alright, so some damage being dealt in the interim. It is now 19-15. Aaron playing the Bauble and activating it now. 2 cards in Robin's hand. Treetop Village gets revealed. Alright, so slow trip for that. Don't forget to draw for your Bauble. Because of the fact that Urza's Bauble causes that trigger to happen, that delayed trigger to happen later on, and it does not have a visible representation on the game, it is technically something that can't be missed. Alright, so that Blastoderm is probably going to get turning sideways, and we'll see what happens from there. Okay, so both Blastoderm and the Treetop Village are getting turned sideways. Aaron's just going to take it. Down to 11. Alright, Robin plays a forest, paying 4 mana. And, ooh, another Blastoderm. Alright, so that is some good, as they used to say back in the day. 2 5/5s that can't be targeted are pretty brutal. It's pretty difficult for Aaron to deal with that. He does cast a Price of Progress, so that deals 4 damage to Robin because of the 2 treetop villages. And then 2 more damage from the Grim Lavamancer, Lava Boy, exiling 2 cards, so 2 cards from the graveyard. There's still 2 more cards in the graveyard, so Lava Boy could get in there for a couple more. Robin with 1 card in hand, that is another Treetop Village. Okay, Aaron's casting another Grim Lavamancer, getting cards out of his hand. So is he going to activate the Cursed Scroll? Or is he going to try to cast a Ball Lightning? Alright, activating the Lava Boy now. Dealing 2 more damage, bringing Robin down to 7. And, oh! Wow! Wow! That is the power of Fire Blast. And that is all she wrote. Wow, that is absolutely brutal. Wow. Just wow. Alright, so Aaron wins that one, so we are going to bring it in to the players.
But like I said,
Gentlemen,
I don't really have
wow, that was quick. Holy cow.
I mean, it's Sly doing Sly things.
Yes, absolutely.
Both these decks are top tier, so it's hard to say. But if it's going to end quickly, it's going to be Sly.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So you showing us what you sideboarded in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I sideboarded wrong, but I also I said at the start I was joking that I should have changed my rock list before I sent you the deck list, because pretty recently I took out my 2 what are they called? Spike feeders from the sideboard. Because I felt like the rock
feeder.
matchup was...
Spike feeder would have been nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
I felt like the Sly matchup was good enough, but I also boarded out 2 Deed thinking, wait, he's just gonna burn me, right? But I totally forgot about both Lavamancer and Curse Scroll, apparently.
Yeah, Deed is brutal against everything. Like, it's just really so good.
I took out 2 Cabal Therapy because the rest is better. Took out 2 Dirtly things, and I took out 2 Deed, but I should have kept the Deeds in.
Yeah. I took out the lesser damage things and went for things that kill you.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Well, wow, gentlemen, that was a fast match. Well, I'm glad we're only playing. I'm glad we're not only playing 1 match and we are playing 3. So what we're going to do is, while you guys get ready for your second match, we are going to take a quick break. So everybody watching, please don't touch that dial. We'll be back in just a few more moments with some more Premodern Magic. Welcome back, everybody. One thing that's tradition here on the stream that I did not do is that we changed the border around me every stream. So we're going to spin the wheel and let the wheel of fate decide about that. All right, so artifact. All right, so we are going to choose the artifact for the color of the frame around me. We'll turn off the white frame. Appreciate everybody who is here. We've got a couple more matches to go. You can join me for my regularly scheduled stream. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's part of the Tuesday night gauntlet with the Northern Paladins. So don't forget to follow and turn on those notifications so you know when I go live. Week 3 of the Mirage Block Constructed event will be starting this weekend, so I'll be scheduling that match as soon as I can. If you follow me on social media, you will know when that is going to come up. And if you want, you can join my Discord. And in my Discord, not only will you get a heads up on future streams, I ask people in my Discord about things regarding the stream or changes to the stream, and you get a heads up on decks that I will be playing. I will also be playing in the 7-point Singleton League as usual for the month of April, and in the month of April, the 7-point Singleton League, they have banned all of the points cards, so looking forward to that. That should be pretty fun. We are currently playing Premodern with everything from the sets 4th edition through Onslaught block, so 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Ice Age, Chronicles, Homelands, Alliances, Mirage Visions, Weatherlights, Tempest, Stronghold, Exodus, Saga, Legacy, Destiny, Masks, Nemesis, Prophecy, Invasion, Plane Shift, Apocalypse, Odyssey, Torment, Judgment, Onslaught, Legions, and Scourge. So we are going to bring it back to the players. We're bringing it back into the players, and they are going to be playing their second set of decks. So that means that we are going to get the Stifle Knot deck out of Aaron and Full English Breakfast from Robin. So
Did you give Rich a breakdown on what Full English Breakfast does and like what?
He didn't need to give me a breakdown as to what Full English Breakfast does because I know what Full English Breakfast does. He uses the shapeshifter, put stuff on the top of your graveyard, attack with something that can't be blocked, and then make it a phage, and then you die.
Well, that's the worst combo.
That's combo 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually,
there's so many layers.
Combo 2, Aaron.
Huh?
That's combo number 2 because that's
combo 2.
That's combo number 2.
Combo number 1 is Devourer Trike.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Combo number 1 is Devourer and Trike.
Devourer and Trike.
Yep.
Oh, so you can get a bunch of counters and just
counters and then shoot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we might see a very quick match here too because Stifle Knot can sometimes be pretty explosive.
We're gonna do it or we're not gonna do it. Both of us.
I have extra decks for consolation matches. So we can swap out
All right.
the match.
Well, right now Aaron has a green thumbs up on his side for winning a match, and we are about to go into match number 2. So I'm going to mute myself, gentlemen. You guys have fun. Who's going first in this one?
We haven't rolled for it, so
right.
do you want to roll, Aaron?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
I'll do odd again.
Odd again? It's an even this time.
Even again.
All right.
Okay. All right, guys, have fun.
Alrighty.
All
right.
All right, so we are going to see Aaron on the play this time. Zoopaloop asked me what is my favorite set from Premodern. Now, I started playing Magic in 1996, so I am pretty partial to some of the earlier sets, Mirage Block and the Wrath Cycle, and then Urza's Broken Block, as it's become to be called. I would have to say Weatherlight is my favorite set, and the reason it's Weatherlight, Weatherlight was the first time that I was able to buy a booster box, and it was pretty cool. The collation of the set was such that I got a playset of every uncommon with the exception of Gemstone Mine. which was awesome. And then back in the day, getting play sets of uncommons was it was pretty clutch in order to do that. So I ended up with 3 gemstone mines. I don't remember which uncommon I ended up with 5 of, but gemstone mine was the only one that I ended up with only 3 of, and that was a card that was pretty sought after back then. So that was pretty cool, and it also gave us abeyance, which some people were basically interpreting it as a time walk back then at instant speed. So that was pretty good as well. Wrath Cycle was all kinds of fun. Tempest with Curse Scroll and with Reflecting Pool, just all kinds of fun things. Strongholds with Shock. I remember Shock coming out, and that was definitely a fun one. And obviously you got Mox Diamond, and then Exodus with the change to the set symbols, so that you got to see what rarity the cards were. It was pretty cool. So, and then of course Urza's Saga Legacy and Destiny, aka Urza's Broken Block. Robin just apparently doesn't want to play Magic because he's going in and mulliganing again. So Tempest is when they decided to print a set of good cards instead of a set with 2 or 3 good cards. Well, yes and no. Like back in Ice Age, they were trying to make a large set that could mimic Magic from before, but also have its own little standalone thing. But it wasn't until Mirage Block where they tried to make 3 sets in a cohesive block and whatnot. They really did hit their stride there in Tempest. A lot of good cards in Tempest. A lot of fun cards in Tempest. Tempest, I mean the entire Wrath Cycle. And then they went a little too far with Urza's Block. So Wrath's average card strength is higher than anything beforehand. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There were definitely more, like Tradewind Rider, for example. Curse Scroll. The medallions were absolutely ridiculous to reduce the cost of those colored spells by 1 colorless mana. It was absolutely ridiculous for the time. So a lot of iconic cards, a lot of pretty cool cards, and just things that they mimic today, like Time Warp. 5 mana for a Time Walk. It was unheard of. It's pretty frustrating that there are so many cards from Wrath Cycle, and even like Mirage Block and Urza's Block that are on the reserve list still, because it was just so many fun cards and so many expensive cards. Also coming out of Tempest, though, is the one card that most judges hate. For those who are not aware, I was a Magic judge for 17 years, and Humility came out of Tempest. So, all right. So Aaron coming out fast. He goes with a Flooded Strand, fetching, and then also has a Lotus Petal. So it is definitely possible that he has a combo here on turn 1. We'll see what he does. Okay, Enlightened Tutor. Alright, so he's going to set himself up for the combo here by searching out the Phyrexian Dreadnought and putting it on top of his deck. So this is not looking good for Robin, but we will see what happens here. Because Robin is a combo deck as well, and he could have an equally busted start. Or he could just play City of Brass and say go. I mean, that's a thing too, right? Robin with the 7th edition City of Brass foil, I believe that's what that is. Aaron taking another point from another fetch land. So, in theory, Robin's winning, right? Phyrexian Dreadnought. Oh, Vision Charm. Okay, Vision Charm. Nice one there. So Vision Charm phases it out. So. Alright, Robin takes a point, down to 19. Oh, days? Alright, so packing it in. Alright, so. Alright, that didn't go so hot for Robin. This whole day is not going very well for Robin, but, you know, we will see what happens. So, yeah. So, the Vision Charm was used to phase out the Phyrexian Dreadnought with its trigger on the stack, so it is not there. There is not 12 power to sacrifice, so he can't do it, and he can't sacrifice itself either. So, alright, so let's take a look at these decks here. Alright, the heart of the combo obviously is the Phyrexian Dreadnought and the Stifles and the Vision Charms, with some ways to protect the combo with the days, the mana leaks, and such. Also, the meddling mages can end up being fun. Now, Full English Breakfast can use the Survival of the Fittest, which can be countered by the annuls that are in Aaron's sideboard. Really tough decision here for Robin, but he might end up bringing in those naturalizes. I think those might be pretty decent. Bring in the naturalize to destroy the dreadnoughts while they're there. He gets to go first, so maybe he can do something like, you know, use the Mesmeric Fiend to, or even the Cabal therapies and whatnot to get things out of Aaron's hand, just to disrupt him just a little bit. But we will see what happens. Aaron could end up bringing in his Swords to Plowshares as well. It's rather interesting what we've got going on here. A reminder, these are not open deck lists. Now, they know the matchup, so we know that it's Espernaut versus Full English Breakfast, but they don't know the full list, so it's not open deck lists. They don't know exactly what's going on, but both of these players have been playing Premodern long enough so that they have a general idea of what's going to come out of each other's decks or sideboards, because of the fact that it's just one of those things with the format. You get used to seeing certain decks. You kind of know what their strategies are and the game plan is, so you just plan for what you think you're going to see. There's not anything in either of these two sideboards that would be considered a curveball. The Mother of Ruins is pretty nice out of Aaron's sideboard because it can protect the Dreadnought or the Meddling Mages from the removal spells, such as the Naturalize or the Bone Shredders and whatnot, or even the Utabi Orangutan. So we'll see what happens. Once again, Robin is in the tank and he is deciding what he wants to do. While we're doing that, again, please, everybody, if you have not done so, please don't forget to follow. You can join me each week as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to follow. Turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you link your Twitch account, and that gives you Twitch Prime Gaming, and you can use your subscription once a month, and if you would use your Prime sub towards me, that would be awesome. I would definitely appreciate it. Coming up, got some more Mirage Block constructed. The second round is finishing up this weekend, so we should be getting pairings for round number 3 coming up, and I will be posting that on social media when I'm going to be playing that. I also will be playing in the 7-point Singleton April League, and for April, all of the point cards are banned, so a Singleton format will be all kinds of fun without some of the most broken cards in Magic, so looking forward to that. Alright, it looks like Robin is getting done shuffling up here, and we should be starting this match here momentarily, so we'll see what happens here. It's been the Aaron show so far for the first 3 games. The 2 games for match number 1 and for the first game of this match. So we will see. One of the things too is that aggressive mulligans happen with both of these decks. They are combo decks. Aaron didn't have to mulligan. He had relevant disruption. He had combo pieces or ways to, to get them with the Enlightened Tutor and having the the Vision Charm and the Daze. Plus he had the acceleration of the Lotus Petal. But Robin really didn't do much, and the fact that the survival of the fittest did not resolve was pretty brutal. He was going to take 12 on the following turn and had one more turn to survive. So, alright. Final shuffles, drawing of the opening hands, and away we go. That one is done, so we are going to crack open another one. And with that, we've got to put the drink emote in the chat. There we are. Hope everybody is having a great night tonight. We are in game number 2 of match number 2. And Robin is on the play, hoping to have a better game, because it hasn't been much on display so far. Alright, Robin going down again, taking that mulligan. So we will see what happens. Now, mulligan from the combo decks aren't bad. The New Vancouver mulligan is in effect. Premodern uses all of the contemporary Magic rules, so you don't have to worry about anything other than the newest mulligan rules. So the Vancouver mulligan is in effect, so he will draw his 7 cards and put cards on the bottom of his library equal to the number of mulligans he has taken. So for his first mulligan, it would be 1. Second mulligan, it would be 2. So getting to look at that full 7 cards is definitely a plus, especially for both of these combo decks. But it looks like Aaron is keeping his 7, which does not bode well for Robin. But who knows? Who knows what Robin has up his sleeve and what he might be able to do after this mulligan. So, what's everybody doing tonight? Where's everybody from? We got a whole bunch of viewers in the chat right now. Appreciate it. Nobody's talking. How are you guys doing? I'm in Syracuse, New York. We've had some decent weather recently, which is nice. 60s and 70s. It's going to go a little bit lower than that. Comical Flops in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay. All right, so you're here in the Eastern Time Zone, which is cool. So your weather's probably pretty close to what we were having today. Cypers in Denmark. Well, greetings from the other side of the pond. I appreciate you joining me, especially with how late it is. You're 5 hours ahead of me, so it's almost 1 a.m. for you. So thanks for being here, man. I appreciate that. Zealon, thank you for joining us from France. Another person who is across the pond, 5 hours ahead. So I appreciate you being here as well. Thank you. Now, you guys move your clocks this weekend, right? So it will go back to a 6-hour time difference. All right, we got some magic going on. Ooh, look at that. So first turn, we got a City of Brass into a Birds of Paradise. Classic play in Magic. All right, City of Brass on Aaron's side as well. Into a Duress. All right, so naturalizes what goes because everything else is creatures. All right, so Robin is going to draw, play a land, and he is going to cast that Mesmeric Fiend. Lots of good stuff coming out of Aaron's hand. Look at that. 2 Dreadnoughts, 2 Enlightened Tutors, and a Mana Leak. Alright, so he basically has 4 copies of the combo piece from one side and no copies of the combo piece from the other side. So, does he just take the Mana Leak? Yep. Excellent play there. Alright, so Aaron's going to throw down a fetch land and say go. Untap from Robin. And swing. Get in there for 1. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Aaron's going to fetch. He goes down to 17. Gets a basic island. Moves to his turn, draws a card. So we've got 4 cards known, 2 cards unknown. Oh, end step. Oh, look at that. Intuition. Oops. Mana leak on the intuition. Okay, so. Gotta try it, gotta make him have it, right? So it looks like that Mesmeric Fiend is going to get turned sideways again. Boom! Get in there for 1. Show Aaron that he means business. It is now. Alright, so here comes the Shapeshifter. Lotus Petal. Alright. Okay, so this turn could end up being huge. So the Shapeshifter becomes the top creature of the graveyard. So depending upon what Robin has in his hand, that Shapeshifter could be pretty bombastic. But looks like it. Ooh, okay. So what do we got? We'll pay 2 to discard, and it becomes a Triskelion. All right. So Aaron takes 2. Down to 14. Alright, so the Shapeshifter will remain a copy of the Triskelion. But now the new Shapeshifter comes in, and because it enters as the Triskelion, it enters as a new Triskelion with the 3 counters. Simon, hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing well too. So for those who are not aware, Simon is also a streamer, so his link is there in the chat. So I appreciate you showing up. You can see a clip from Simon's stream here at the top of the screen. So thank you for joining me, Simon. Simon is a friend of the stream, so I'm hoping that you guys can go ahead, click his link, and follow him as well. Alright, so we got some Dreadnought action going on with a Dreadnought and a Stifle. There is nothing that Robin can do about that right now. So now he has to contend with that 12-12. Let's see. What is Robin going to do here? Looks like he wants to do something. Survival of the fittest and a creature would be ideal. not great. Robin's life total is high enough that he could take a smack from the Dreadnought. So, there he goes. He's going to take the 12. Bringing him down to 4. Another Dreadnought. Oh, Aaron has double combo. Stifling that as well. Alright, so Robin has 1 turn. What's he got? He's thinking. He was thinking. Then he was not thinking. Needs to absorb a whole heck of a lot of damage here. It's flashing card. I cannot quite tell what he's got in his hand, but he might be conceding. Smother. Oh, Unearth. Alright, Unearth and a Bone Shredder. So that is all she wrote for that. And that one also goes to Aaron. So we will give Aaron another check mark. 2 green thumbs up for Aaron. And we will give him the W on that as well. Let's see what these guys have got to say about
We're
this.
yeah, I mean we stuck around on that one for a little while.
Another fast matchup. Aaron, you had some hella good draws, not gonna lie. 'Cause that opening hand wasn't so good.
No, the opening hand was not great. In Sly 2, actually, I had a point where I ripped back-to-back Sulfuric Vortex and then Ball Lightning, which was like the worst thing at the time.
Right.
And I was hoping for the Ball Lightning. I wasn't even thinking Sulfuric Vortex, and I got that. I'm like, well, that's even better.
Yeah.
And then
Definitely fun there.
that second match, I'm like, well, I mean, I've got 8 instants that make this incredible. So what are the chances I can get, you know,
So,
one of the
Robin, you
instants?
just boarded in the naturalizes, right?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else in the sideboard than naturalizes. Just 3 naturalizes to kind of make the game
What did you
tougher.
sideboard out, Robin?
I took out a Wall of Roots, Hypnox, and a Psychotog.
All right, that makes sense. Okay. And
But I misplayed that game pretty badly. I don't know if you can hear us when we're playing or not.
No.
Oh, so when I intuitioned at the end of his turn,
Mm-hmm.
when I passed the turn, I had intuition in hand, obviously,
Yeah.
and he fetched, and
You could
I
have
was
intuition
thinking-
there, yeah.
for some reason I was thinking, I don't know, maybe I thought he was fetching with a flooded strand and getting a white so he could tutor or something. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I stuttered a bit and I let him hold the fetch for a while because I was like, I should probably intuition now.
Yeah.
And then for some reason I just let it go. So if I had intuition there, I would have untapped and played a survival with 1 green up, and he would have. I guess if I intuition there, you probably end up turn enlightened tutor, right, for a seal.
Well, actually, so I don't know if you see the sideboard here. I sideboarded it out.
You took out your 1 seal.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so then I would definitely have won that game.
Yeah.
If you could have tutored for a seal there, then I would have had 1 survival activation, which I would have fetched an Auramancer with, so I could have replayed my survival. So it would have been like a little tight, but I would still easily have raised, the pass do nothing for 4 turns.
Yeah.
But since you didn't even have seal in the deck, I would have just won like 2 turns later. So it was just like the most stupid misplay ever, and I did it on camera, obviously.
All right, gentlemen. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break while you guys get ready for match number 3. So, hoping that we can have some more good pre-modern Magic coming up. So we are going to take a break, and then what we will do is, guys, thank you very much for joining me. We've got plenty more Premodern Magic coming up. But don't forget to follow. Join me each and every week, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. So don't forget to follow and turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live. So please, don't touch that dial. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more Premodern Magic. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around during the break. We've got some more pre-modern action coming up here in just a moment. So thank you all for being here. Again, my regularly scheduled stream is every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins. So don't forget to follow and turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live. And you can join me on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock and you can watch me play. I got some Mirage Block Constructed coming up. I just finished week number 2, my week number 2 match, and I should be getting my matchup for week number 3 this weekend. So follow me on social media, and you will know when that is going to happen. I will also be playing in the April 7-point Singleton League. For the month of April, all of the points cards have been banned, so 0 points allowed. So that should be interesting. So we are going to bring it back to the players, and we are going to play another match. So this time it's going to be Landstill versus Zombies. So this should be a pretty interesting matchup. So how you guys feel about this matchup?
Well, supposedly this one is going to favor me, but the other ones were supposed to be 50-50, and that did not end up feeling like it. So maybe it's just not my day. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. So, you guys have discussed this, so you do know one thing is that Humility exists in the Landstill deck, both in the main deck and the sideboard. So that could end up being a pretty brutal card for this matchup, but we'll see what happens. So,
yep.
All right. So you guys want who's going to go first on this one?
Let's roll. I'll do
odds or evens. You say odds again?
Yep.
Okay.
And
it's a 4.
Okay.
You're first.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's have some good games, and good luck.
All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rich.
All right, so here we go. We are going into match number 3. Let me switch that up there on the screen. Can you get some musical variety? I mean, this is different music than my normal stream. They're comical flop, so that's why I chose this music intentionally, so that it would be different from what people normally hear on my stream, to differentiate from my normal old school stuff. So let's reset this. I mean, I can go with a normal one. So let's see what happens. Just sing the Diablo town music in your head. Yeah, I mean, that could happen. All right, so let's do this. There you go, new music, just for you guys. All right, going back to my normal music. So, oh wow. Huh. So, Ramen can't catch a break today, and ended up going with the wrong deck. It was actually pretty funny. So that was not the zombies deck. So that was rather interesting. Oh, you want me to unmute right now?
But I think I fixed it yesterday. Yeah, I fixed it yesterday because I thought I was going to take a deck photo. Okay, yeah, I was like, unmask. Unmask is good on the draw.
What are you guys doing to me? Making sure that I'm, making sure I'm on my toes here.
Well,
that would have been a hell of a play. So,
yeah.
Pick the wrong deck.
Typical Magic player. You got too many decks to play, right? Yeah. Same
I
with,
feel like
same
this
with
happens
Aaron,
to pre-moderns.
Yeah,
we just.
That's just pre-modern.
We have a few.
Right. You sure you got the right deck this time?
I do. Let me shuffle a little bit because it was sorted, but.
All right. Oh, that is too funny. Yeah, so, yeah, that happens. So, hey, you know, it can happen to anybody when you have so many decks and you're supposed to be playing certain decks. So, uh, you know, I can't say that I've made that mistake before, but maybe I have. Probably. I mean, you know, I've been playing Magic since '96, and there have been multiple times that I've had multiple decks together. So, we'll. I'm not going to say that I've never done it, but I'm sure that it has happened at some point in time before. So, while they're doing that, I'm going to wave hi to my son. Hi, Weston. How are you? He's watching in the other room. I'm hoping that he's paying attention, but he's probably not. But yeah. Yeah, my son's 7, and he was watching TV and watching my wife's phone at the same time. So I decided to turn the computer on while we were on that quick break and turn on the Twitch stream out there so that he can watch Daddy. So hope you're having a good time, Weston. Yeah, do your homework and then play Magic, not the other way around. Yeah, he's only 7, so we're not at the point where he's playing Magic, but he does have his own Magic cards, so that is pretty cool. All right, Robin doing some extra shuffling here. Opening up another drink on the microphone, of course. And opening another drink means we gotta put another drink in chat. There we go. So let's see. Hoping that he has the right deck this time. And Aaron starts off with a Plains into Go. Now, Aaron is playing land still. So the object is he wants to stick a land still. Alright, Sarcomancy. Interesting card here. Alright, so comes into play, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token into play. Beginning of your upkeep, if there are no zombies then on the table, then Sarcomancy deals damage to you. So I'm using that sweet unglued zombie token that is pretty nice there. So Duress, nice, especially since Aaron doesn't have any blue mana to counter. He's going to Enlighten Tutor in response. Seems good. Something tells me that a Standstill is probably going to be the card that goes up on top, but who knows. Humility, okay. Alright, Humility is a card. And it is seems pretty innocuous at first. 4 mana, all creatures are 1/1s and lose all abilities. But with it, there were so many rules changes because of that card, and then 6th edition came out and streamlined the rules, and we have layers. So, all right, so Carnophage comes in and joins the party. And Aaron takes 2. Alright, Humility is drawn. Island and go. Yeah, Humility is definitely like an onion. It's got lots and lots of layers. Aaron down to 14. And Robin just putting all kinds of things out. Hi Rich, have you ever made a deck with no duplicate cards? Do you think that approach works well? Yes, I play 7 Point Singleton each month, so I have definitely made cards with no duplicates, with the exception of basic lands. It's really hard to have no duplicates if you also include basic lands. But right. I've also, on my stream, I have played singleton decks in regular old school against non-singleton decks. Yeah, I've definitely played that. Back in my day, we called them Highlander decks for There Can Be Only One from the 1985 classic Highlander. Alright, so we got all of these zombies, and they all keep turning sideways, even with Gem Palm Polluter. So cycle it, draw a card, deal damage equal to the number of zombies on the table. So yeah, Aaron is not looking good for you right here, sir. So we will see. Fact or fiction? Alright, so there's the Wrath of God. So what should end up happening is Wrath should go in one pile and the other 4 cards should go in another pile. Yeah, and the Wrath of God is the card that gets taken. And that will also mean that that Robin will start taking damage from the Sarcomancy. Alright, gotta play that Wrath now. Alright, so taking the damage from the Sarcomancy because there are no zombies on the table, but Lord of the Undead. Just a 1-1, but Aaron's at 3, so even a 1-1 could end up being a lot. So here's the cool thing with humility in those manlands. The manlands will become whatever their printed power and toughness is that is on the card. So he could activate one of the fairy conclaves, and it would be a 2/1 flying creature. Instead, he decides not to, but he could have blocked. All right, so now a Gem Palm Polluter could end up saving the day here in winning the game for Robin. Intuition in response to the zombie. Okay. Intuition from Visions was misprinted right out of the gate. It says, look at your top 4, put 1 in your hand, 3 on the bottom, and then shuffle your library. But that shuffle should not have been there. So, all right, there's the Gem Palm Polluter. And that is going to wrap things up unless Aaron has a removal spell to get rid of one of the zombies in response. But no, that is not the case. And Robin gets on the board. Which is good. Okay, so let's pull up these decks and let's see what we got going on here. So, obviously, Humility is pretty good, and so is Wrath of God. There's a multitude of mana costs, so I don't think that the Powder Keg is that great, but it could end up being okay. Obviously, Chill isn't very good. The Seal of Cleansing, any kind of disenchant effect isn't great because Sarcomancy, who cares? And then Engineered Plague would be... no, there's... Engineered Plague on fairies might be a halfway decent play because that means that the manlands can't attack. Parish isn't going to do anything. I don't think Contagion really does anything. Maybe the Bad Moon comes in for some additional damage. I think that the Cabal therapies are coming in to there's going to be some more discard as well. I think that yeah, the discard could end up being pretty good. Excuse me. So, and then maybe that Oath of Ghouls comes in. If I'm remembering, when at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses target player whose graveyard has fewer creature cards in it than their graveyard does, and it is their opponent. The first player may return a creature card from their graveyard to their hand. Time Pinkerton, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Yeah, so Oath of Ghouls is a decent way to be able to start getting some cards back out of the graveyard when one of those removal spells takes care of some things or whatnot from Aaron's side. So we'll see. But those Gem Palm Polluters definitely doing some work. So we'll see what we got going on for game number 2. Laying Still will be on the play. Hoping we can put a green check mark next to Robin. That green thumbs up for the match wins. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. He did take the first game. It's the first game he's won tonight. So that should be good. Card bouncing Beebles. Can't be blocked as long as defending player controls an artifact. Seems alright. Appreciate everybody who is here tonight. This is the first time I've had Premodern on my stream. Aaron is part of the Northern Paladins, and he and I talk about things quite frequently. And he wants me to start playing some Premodern. And one thing that we have discussed is the possibility of a Premodern / old school event where Premodern decks go against old school decks. Power 9 versus Power Creep. So I'm thinking about putting something like that together on the stream. I think that would be fun. If anybody's interested in that, possibly playing or whatnot, you can join my Discord. The link is in the chat right now, and maybe we can do that. Power 9 beats Power Creep. No, not necessarily. Nope. No, I mean, because I've played old school decks versus commander decks, and you know, it just comes down to the draw of the cards. It really does. So we'll see what happens here. Players getting ready to go. I'll put Premodern combos against most old school decks any day. Yes, absolutely. I hear you there, because Premodern has some of the free spells. Premodern has much more efficient hand disruption, and Premodern has many more broken things to do when it comes to playing Magic than Old School does. Old School comes out swinging hard and fast if it has those good draws, but you know, that's why we want to do something like that. Power 9 versus Power Creep. We think that it should be pretty good. Well, I mean, it could be an imbalance. It could be fun. Who knows? All right. So Aaron starts off with the Mishra's Factory. And then Robin goes Dark Ritual into something fun. What do we got? Is he going to drop like 3 permanents on the table? Premodern uses contemporary rules, so there isn't any mana burn, so he's not going to just add 3 mana and then say go and take 3, because that would be silly. Alright, 2 permanents. Well, 3 permanents, yes, because he gets that that zombie token, so... Premodern cards pool is so large versus old school cards pool. Absolutely, yes. I mean, you get, several years worth of sets as opposed to 2 years. And even with, what do you have? How many blocks are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks worth of cards, plus the base sets when the stuff was reprinted. So, yeah. I would definitely give the edge to Premodern. I'm not saying that it would be like a sweep. So if we had, 8 matches, it's not going to be, 8-0 Premodern. But I definitely would give the edge to Premodern. So. Alright, so Robin is just adding all kinds of stuff to the table, and there's nothing Aaron can really do about it. So Aaron needs to draw... he really needs to draw something pretty quickly, because he is going to die. Being able to tap that to make all players lose damage equal to the number of zombies, it's better than attacking. So this turn it's tapping for 4. Next turn it could end up tapping for 5 or 6. It's a lot. So what's Aaron got going? Okay, he did board in the powder keg. Okay, so what does he do here? Because we've got 2 permanents at 1, a permanent at 0, permanent at 2 and a permanent at 3, so that powder keg is not very good. I guess pumping the powder keg up to 1 and then blowing it for 1 is probably a decent play given what's on the table right now, but there's still a lot of damage coming through. See what happens. Showing his wasteland, says get wasted. Okay. We'll have to ask him the story of that after the match is done. Doing some math here on Robin's side of the table. He's trying to figure out how he can do the maximum amount of damage. Obviously, he should be attacking with the 3 creatures that he can. And then he can activate and cause everybody to lose 4. Fetch land doesn't do very much here. It's obviously a liability because, yeah. And that is all she wrote. Bam. So that means that Robin gets on the board. And that means that Robin gets a check mark. Green thumbs up for Robin. So Let's talk to the players.
I just want to point out that this was another 20-minute 2-0.
Definitely
Hey.
definitely a different match. Wow.
Yes.
But just as quick.
Aggro doing aggro things.
Yeah. So, do you guys have other decks? Do you guys want to play a fourth match?
Yeah, absolutely.
We can either go grab other decks, or if you want, we can play another matchup. It's whichever.
I mean, you guys can play another match. That would be cool if you played with another set of decks. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to know what you're playing, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. So, okay, so why don't we'll take another break, and we'll come back with some more pre-modern and another mystery match. All right?
All right. Yes, I boarded.
All right, so we are going to have another match of Premodern coming up. So awesome. So please stick around. Don't touch that dial. We're going on a break, and we will be back with, some more Premodern magic. Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you all waiting. So we are going to have a bonus match, a fourth match of Premodern Magic here coming up here in just a moment. So the players are getting ready. I do not have deck lists for this because they just decided during the commercial break what decks they are going to play and what they're going to bring to the table. So it's going to be a bit of a surprise for all of us. So that should be fun. If you haven't already, don't forget to follow. You can join me each week for my regularly scheduled stream. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. So don't forget to follow, turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live. More Mirage Block Constructed coming up soon. The second round finishes up this weekend, and I will be getting a new pairing for round number 3. So follow me on social media, and you will know when that happens. I will be playing in the April 7-point Singleton League, and that means that for the April event, all of the point cards are banned. So the 30 plus cards that you see on your screen right now will not be in anybody's deck, so that should be fun. If you want to support the stream, one way that you can do so is by subscribing to the stream. Another way that you can support the stream is by buying stream branded merch. Go to streamlabs.com/richbork/merch. You can find that link by typing !merch in chat. All kinds of cool things from mugs and tumblers and apparel. The mugs are the hot sellers right now, so looking forward to seeing more people with Rich Bork swag as well. So what we are going to do is we are going to come back to the players for some more Premodern action. So you guys decided on some decks in the middle while we were on that break, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So okay, and then you guys were saying that you're just going to play 2 out of 3 with no sideboards. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually don't have a sideboard for this. It's
Okay.
Yeah,
just
so
kind
we're
of lying around.
evening it out.
So looking forward to another bonus match of Premodern here. All right, so who's going to go first on this one?
Good question. Roll and I'll be odd.
Okay. It's an even, Robin. I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, that's
All right, guys. Well,
all good.
good luck, and
All right.
well, I'll talk to you after the match.
Yep.
All righty.
All right, so we got a bonus match. So maybe Robin can get that additional thumbs up on his side. That would be pretty good for him for the night. And it looks like that Aaron is going down to 6 mulligan for him. So mulligans aren't as bad when you're on the play. And at least this isn't Singleton where mulligans are absolutely horrible because whatever you put down on the bottom, you never get to see. But with the existence of fetch lands in Premodern, that means that there are shuffle effects. So Aaron has to put something down on the bottom. He doesn't bury it forever. And I'll adjust this. It looks like Robin might have moved his camera or something like that. So let's see what we've got. All right. Aaron starts off with the plains and says go. And island go. Basics galore. Alright, there's a fetch land for Aaron. I don't know how prevalent Stifle is in Premodern, but it means that you might not want to use your fetch lands unless you absolutely have to. Especially if they have blue mana up. Alright, so Wild Mongrel. So that leads me to believe that we are going to see a Madness style deck. Oh, Swords of Plowshares. Okay, so 19 to 22. Alright, and Aaron now has 3 mana, and what's he got? Okay, so that is a Soltari Visionary. 2/2 with Shadow, and whenever it deals damage, it gets to destroy an artifact or enchantment, I believe. Whenever it deals damage to a player, destroy target enchantment they control. Okay. Alright, so careful study here. Draw 2, discard 2. And one of them is a Basking Rootwalla. Basking Rootwalla has Madness, so that means that he gets to cast it for the Madness cost of 0. And bring another Wild Mongrel to the party. Alright, there are no enchantments, but because the fact that the Visionary has Shadow, it's more than likely going to turn sideways because there's no reason not to. Tapping the island for Curiosity. Alright, so whenever it deals damage, he's going to get to draw a card. Seems good. Alright, that brings Robin down to 20. And Aaron draws a card. Okay, Silver Knight. 2/2 with protection from red, and it has first strike. Push up Lizard on the battlefield. Is that what the nickname is for Basking Rootwalla? I can get behind that with that artwork. Push up Lizard. Never heard that before. That's cool. All right, 3 mana from Robin. Frantic Search. Draw 2, discard 2, untap 3 lands. Discards a Wasteland. And a Deep Analysis. Untaps the lands again. Fun times are being had. Yeah, that's another thing with Urza's block. Holy cow. All the quote-unquote free spells where you just get to untap all your lands. So, Silver Knight isn't going to block here. It doesn't make any sense because Basking Rootwalla can get pumped up, and so can the Wild Mongrel. So 3 from the Wild Mongrel and 1 from the Rootwalla. And then we have an Aquamoeba. Premodern Showdown series nickname. We got it into a big discussion about Basking Rootwalla looking like... Okay, I got you. That makes sense. Oh, another curiosity on the Visionary. Alright, so he's going to attack for 2 and draw 2. Bringing Robin down to 18. Robin still has creature superiority, and the fact that every single one of his creatures can end up getting bigger could be an issue for Aaron. Alright, so he plays a Darkar Waste and a Soltari Monk. Alright, so we got all kinds of fun shadow going on over on Aaron's side of the table, plus, you know, with the protection. That is pretty cool. So, note on the pronunciation of a Darkar Waste, like a dark car, that is actually someone's last name. So if you're pronouncing it any other way, then you are pronouncing it wrong. Alright, more fun stuff happening. Mana leak. Got a P on your spell. So the Deep Analysis got flashback, and Robin took some damage for that, and then, ooh, Daze on the Mana leak. Alright, so that means that the Frantic Search is going to resolve. Draw 2, discard 2, and untap 3 lands. I mean, this was one of the premier decks back of Type 2. This was so huge. Alright, flashing back another deep analysis. Losing 3 life, drawing some cards. And turning the Wild Mongrel sideways. So a block with a Silver Knight means that pump the Wild Mongrel once and it would die, but instead he just pumps it. It does not block, and it gets in there for 3. So it is 11 to 11. 4 damage coming through unblockable from Aaron's side because of the shadow creatures. And then Aaron gets to draw 2 cards. Alright, so it is 11 to 7. Those Curiosities doing a lot of work there. Let's see what... Did Aaron draw anything else? Is he playing something like Cataclysm? Cataclysm would be pretty good. Alright, he just plays another couple of shadow creatures. So that 2, 4, 6, 8. So he's got lethal damage on the table next turn if he survives. Excuse me. Protection from black, protection from red. And blow up your enchantments. Shadow creatures are pretty difficult to deal with. If you don't have removal, they basically become unblockable. But they also can't block. Creatures with shadow can only block other creatures with shadow, and they can only be blocked by other creatures with shadow. There are obviously exceptions to that rule, because there are things like Wall of Diffusion that can block as though it had shadow, and there are other ways as well, I'm sure, that I'm forgetting. But so, Robin is counting. He's trying to do some math. Can he get to 10? Alright. Careful study, draw 2, discard 2. Deep analysis and circular. Oh, there was going to be a circular logic, but he decided to get rid of an island instead. Surprised he didn't draw extra cards with that deep analysis. But in comes the team. So the largest one could be the Wild Mongrel, so that one should be the one that Aaron blocks. And then 1 pump on the Basking Rootwalla and discarding a card to switch the power and toughness of the Aquamoeba is not lethal. So if he did not block the Wild Mongrel, then he's dead, right? No? Okay. So that game ended up going to Aaron. Alright, so yeah, I think that deep analysis needed to be cast. Oh wait, no, he couldn't, because yeah, he could have cast the deep analysis. He could have gotten 2 more cards, and he could have gotten a little bit more damage in there. So let's see. Now there are no, they're not sideboarding, so should be shuffling up and going right to the next game. I don't have deck lists for these decks, but Looks like Aaron is just playing mono white creatures with a slash of blue for some counter spells and those curiosities, and then a lot of shadow creatures. And then Robin is playing Madness. And we get to see Doggo on stream. Oh, that's a cat. That is a cat. Holy cow, that is a rather large cat. Opening up another drink. And that means that we've got to put the drink emote in the chat. Appreciate everybody who is here. So we are in match number 4 of 4 of the Premodern Showcase. So we've got Aaron Dix on the left-hand side and Robin Lundh on the right. Aaron has been winning more than Robin has, but we will see what happens. See if they can even up this series at 2-2, so that there aren't any bragging rights for one over the other. But it could end up in Aaron's favor. He is up a game, and we will see what happens. There's the kitty again. I have 3 cats myself, so I understand exactly what Robin's going through with that, because they will do whatever they want, whenever they want. So, alright, let's see what we can do here. Hoping for no mulligans, hoping for a good game. That last game was pretty good, going back and forth, which was pretty nice to watch. Let's see what we've got going on now. Get Lion Coast and go. So he's got access to both of his colors right out of the gate. And Aaron plays a fetch land and goes down to 19. Gets up Plains. Don't know if Aaron has any 1-drop white creatures, but I'm assuming that he's going to play something that cost 1, because he fetched on his own turn. Savannah Lions. There comes the kitty. So we've had kitties on both sides of the table. Savannah Lion on Aaron's side and Robin's pet cat on the other. I would put my money on the pet cat over the Savannah Lions any day of the week, but you know, we'll see. Aquabiba. Alright, so 19s each. Aquabiba can hold back that lion for days. A Darkar Waste. Meddling Mage. Alright, so Aaron is down to 18. Aaron, you took a point for the Meddling Mage, correct? Here we go. Robin said go. Aaron untapped. And drew a card. Now he's playing another Plains and saying go. So we got some draw go action going on here. That is something that does happen from time to time when you got 2 aggressive creature decks against each other, because they just can't attack because they would just bounce off each other. So no profitable attacks for either player. So Robin playing a land, rearranging the lands that are on the battlefield and saying go. And Tithe. Ooh, okay, so Tithe is a really good card. It's an instant from Visions. It is an absolutely fun card. So search your library for a Plains card. If target opponent controls more lands than you, you may search your library for an additional Plains card. And then reveal those cards and shuffle. So that means that because Robin has 4 lands and Aaron only had 3, he got to go search for 2 planes. Now, if they were in a format with dual lands or shock lands, that would mean that he could search out one of the dual lands that also is a planes. 2 copies, obviously. So, Tithe is pretty good. Back in the old original days of the first extended events, Tithe was pretty good because Tithe went to get dual lands. When extended was a format that was created, the dual lands were allowed, and even after the first rotation, they let the revised dual lands stick in the format for another couple of years. But we're just seeing land go. Not much action going on. Alright, fetch land doesn't tap for mana. That fetch land doesn't tap for mana. Yeah, the Flooded Strand still doesn't tap for mana. Alright, so Aaron goes, he corrects that, he goes for the island, he casts the Armageddon, and Daze counters it. Robin using the very little known alternate casting cost of Daze, which is a blue and a colorless. Now he is casting a Deep Analysis to draw 2 cards. And if he so chooses, he can flash that back for 2 mana and 3 life. Plains. Another kitty. Meow, meow, meow. Alright, flashing back that Deep Analysis. Going down to 16. Drawing 2 cards. Another land for Robin. What's he got here? Waterfront Bouncer. Alright, something you don't see a lot, but it is definitely something. Mana Leak. But he can pay. Does he want to pay? Waterfront Bouncer is a 2 mana 1/1 with an activated ability of blue. Tap and discard a card to unsummon a creature. Alright, so 2 mana leaks take care of that Waterfront Bouncer. You know, from a distance, that Aquamoeba looks a lot like Tradewind Rider. Swords of Plowshares takes care of the Aquamoeba, and that clears the way for Aaron to start swinging. So he puts a Curiosity on his Savannah Kitty, swings in for 6, and draws a card. So this might be the momentum change here. Mother of Runes comes and joins the party. So once Aaron gets to untap, then Mother of Runes can give protection to any one of his creatures of any color. Wild Mongrel causes some issues there because of... Oh, okay. Apparently Wild Mongrel is the card that was named on the Meddling Mage, so no, he cannot cast it. Alright, so another 6 about to come in. This is not looking good for Robin. Robin has not drawn really anything. Another Curiosity. Alright, 6 more. Not looking good. Aaron drawing 2 more cards, basically refilling his hands. playing another Mother of Runes. And it looks like that tonight was not the best night for Robin. And we give another green thumbs up to Aaron, and he takes that match as well. So let's go back in, and we will talk to the players.
Don't want to manage. Yeah.
But I would have to sit
Wow.
and up blue mana every single turn, which, you know, I needed to advance the board with, like try to push forward with the deep analysis, or basically I would just at some point fold to you drawing creatures, right?
Yeah.
So that was a showing in why Madness is not a good deck in Premodern.
Well, Madness is a great deck in Premodern. Probably arguably better than White Weenie.
Yeah, game 1 was a hell of a game. Game 2, you just played lands. That's all you did.
Yeah.
You drew cards, you played lands,
I do not think this is a deck in Premodern, to be fair, but I did draw pretty badly there. There was lands and counter spells, don't really do much in the creature mirror.
Yeah, to be fair, you were drawing poorly all night long. So
No, I think I drew well with the rock. I think the
I mean,
the rock.
I just drew fire.
yeah.
I mean, there's not. We were joking when I stripped his entire hand and I had beats in play. We were joking that. So he had a mountain in hand and 2 mountains in play, and that was it. And he jokingly said, "Oh, I'm just gonna rip a ball lightning," and then he ripped vortex, and we both agreed, "Oh, that's the only card that's actually better
even
than
better.
That works too.
because it shuts off my Bailoff's game 1." And then he literally the turn after that drew the ball lightning. So those were the 2 best top decks I've seen in a very long time. My hand was fine. My rock hand was fine in both games. Game 2 was more, you know, sometimes they have the double 5 blast. There's nothing any deck can do against that. I think both of those games were closer than they looked because of 1, how good the rips were game 1, and 2, I had. If he didn't have the double 5 blast there, which, you know, you can say if he didn't have whatever, but if they were incinerates, both of them, for example, I had a board position of 2 blastoderms and 2 treetops.
Oh yeah, that was a huge board state for you. It was...
Yeah, so I think that matchup we both drew well, and he drew better, and it's a close matchup. With Feb, I drew really poorly, but in the deck's defense, if I hadn't misplayed with the intuition, I would have won game 2, and who knows what would happen in game 3, right? And some of this I obviously do really well with. So I don't think I drew that poorly. I drew not great in game 2 here, but I do think I looked at my deck list and there's like Mother of Runes, Shadow Creatures, like all of this. The only thing I can do is try to raise. I have a bunch of dead counter spells, and you know, deep analysis isn't great because I'm losing life. So I need to find worms and mongrels and just probably put a wonder in the yard and raise, I guess. It's basically all I can see doing. The one thing I will say is I don't like Madness as a deck, but I saw a guy play 4 Aether Burst in it, and that looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, Aether Burst was an all-star in the deck when it was in Standard, but I haven't seen a lot of people play it in Premodern.
Yeah, so he went 6-0 in the month for this month, and I think that could be an interesting move. I actually just bought 4 Aether Burst because I really don't like the list right now. It just has a lot of draws that do nothing, but Burst means you have interaction against some of the best decks in the format, like Stifle Knot, Hermit Druid. It's like a plow almost against those decks, right? While also just being a good tempo card in creature mirrors. So I think I like that. I'm gonna try that, see if I like the deck more after that. But this was only my 2nd and 3rd game ever playing Madness. It's not really my kind of deck. I'm more of a combo player generally, or a discard player.
Yeah.
But
So game 1, Aaron, I don't understand why you didn't block the Wild Mongrel, because the Wild Mongrel could have gotten huge.
Well,
but I think Robin should have flashed back that deep analysis to make that Wild Mongrel that much more of a threat.
It gets bigger later, and I was asking how many cards in hand, and I was like, okay, I don't want to block it now. I want to block it later.
Yeah.
So that was my reasoning, and I did block it towards the end, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the very last turn, it looked like you didn't block it. You blocked the You blocked something else, and he.
No, I
puts-
blocked the mongrel.
Oh, you did. You did block the mongrel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay. It's like, wow. It's because yeah. But I think that because what Robin, if you cast a deep analysis or you don't cast a deep analysis, you're dead on the crackback. So.
So you mean the absolute last turn?
Yeah, the very last turn.
I was
So,
dead regardless.
He was
yeah.
doing he was doing the math, and
Yeah,
it
he's gonna block the mongrel, so how many cards I have in hand didn't really matter. The math I did was, if Careful Study finds Wonder, can I kill him on a swing? And I was one card short. So yeah, I did a math and knew I was dead because I knew what was in my deck. But I wanted to see if I could find dead, put him to one scenario, which was.
Well, I mean, but the deep analysis could have found the Wonder also, and then you could have discarded that.
Yeah, but that's just as. Oh, maybe you're right. But didn't I use both? I feel like I used both deep analysis in game one. I feel like I flashed them all back.
No, because you discarded one with the frantic search that you played right before that final turn.
You're saying there were 3 of them that game?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had 5. Let's say I had 4 or 5 mana. I had 4 mana.
Yeah, and I mean, you would have had to take a pain. You would have had to take a pain, but you were at 7, and you were going to take 8 from the.
Life doesn't matter because I'm dead on the crackback anyway.
Yeah, you're dead on the crackback anyway, so you might as well take the 4 to get those extra 2 cards.
Yeah. So this is.
Triple that on 2 other cards. Yeah. So if I do that, find Wonder, discard it, then I have 3, pump 6, 7, 8, 9.
I didn't even consider that Wonder was in the deck.
But I feel like that could have been 10 then, maybe. But I didn't find a Wonder regardless. But yeah, that might have been the right play then.
Yeah. At least play to the outs. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for playing Premodern on the stream today. You guys, if you want to stick around in this room, we can chat after I end the stream. All right.
Sure.
But thanks again. I appreciate it, and I'm sure that the fans appreciate it as well. So everybody, thank you very much for joining us tonight for this Premodern awesomeness, this Premodern showcase. You can join me each and every week for my regularly scheduled stream. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic every Tuesday night with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. Join me at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays. It is usually a good time. I will be playing some more Mirage Block Constructed next week, so follow me on social media, excuse me, or join my Discord, and you will see my stream schedule before anybody else. I'm also going to be playing in the April 7 Points Singleton League, and for April, all of the points cards are banned, so it should be a fun time with that. So, with that, I appreciate everybody who is here. Please stick around for the raid. I would appreciate it, and so will the other streamer. We will be raiding my friend Demon Jedi, who is playing some Apex Legends. So stick around. Thank you very much for being here, and I will see you next Tuesday.